Hey everyone, so video is everywhere in our classrooms now, right? Which is awesome. But it also brings up this one huge question that I think every teacher asks themselves. You know the feeling. You find that perfect video, you assign it for homework, you just kind of hope for the best. But let's be real. Are your students actually watching it? Are they getting it? Or are they just pressing play and, scrolling through their phone? It's a classic problem. And you know what? This is not a new problem at all. I love this quote from Dr. Jeff Lewis because it really hits on something fundamental. Even back in the day, the biggest issue was the feedback loop. Think about it. By the time you could actually give them any feedback, the moment was just gone. That connection was totally lost.
And that brings us to what I call the passive video trap. Without some kind of accountability, a video is just, well, it's just a video. It's so easy for a student to get distracted, open another tab, skip the parts they think are boring, or just have it playing in the background. And when everyone shifted to remote learning, oh man, this gap became a massive, massive headache.
Okay, so what's the solution here? How do we fix this? Well, it's all about making video an active experience. We've got to turn that one-way street into a two-way conversation. And luckily, there's a tool that was literally built to do exactly that.
And that tool is Edpuzzle. So what is it? Put simply, it's a platform that lets you take pretty much any video you can find, whether it's on YouTube or something you made yourself, and you can build an interactive lesson right on top of it. You're not just showing a video anymore, you're creating this rich interactive experience.
And getting started, it's honestly super easy. First, you just find a video you like. Then, and this is where the magic happens, you use the editor to pop in your own questions, your own notes, and finally, you assign it to your students and you get to see in real time who's watching, what they're getting right, and where they're struggling. It's really that simple.
All right, so that's the what. Now let's get into the how. How does this actually work for you, the teacher, in the classroom every day? What does it empower you to do?
Okay, think of Edpuzzle as your personal video editing toolkit. Found a 10-minute video, but you only need that one perfect 30-second clip? Boom! You can trim it. Want to check if they're actually understanding a concept? Just drop in a multiple-choice question or an open-ended one. You can even add your own audio notes to add a little extra context. Or, get this, you can record a whole new voiceover to make the lesson completely your own.
And this next part, this is the real game changer. It's all about accountability. By default, there's a prevent skipping feature turned on. That means students have to watch the content to move forward. And here's the brilliant part. If a student clicks away to another browser tab, the video automatically pauses. No more multitasking. It makes sure they are present and focused on your lesson.
So the learning benefits here are just huge. Your students aren't waiting around for feedback. They get it instantly on those multiple-choice questions. For you, this is gold. It's powerful formative assessment data right at your fingertips. It's an absolute lifesaver for students who are absent, and it's perfect for letting kids learn at their own pace, because they can rewind and rewatch anything they need to. And this quote from Adam Hill just nails it, doesn't it? He says, "Students respond best to their own teachers." That's the key. Edpuzzle isn't just about finding some random video. It's about taking that content and personalizing it with your voice, your questions, your emphasis. And that makes all the difference. Okay, so it sounds great, right? It makes sense in theory. But here's the million-dollar question. Does it actually work? Does turning a passive video into an active one actually lead to better student outcomes? Well, let's take a look at the data.
And this isn't just some internal study. We're talking about official third-party research. A firm called LXD Research dug into the data and found that Edpuzzle is so effective that it earned a Level 3 Promising Evidence rating under the Every Student Succeeds Act, or ESSA. Now, for those who don't know, that's the main federal law for K-12 public schools. In the world of ed tech, getting an ESSA rating like this, that is a very big deal.
And this wasn't some tiny little pilot program. The study looked at almost 3,000 students in a California school district. And what they did was simple but powerful. They compared how much students used Edpuzzle with how they performed on their big state standardized tests. And the results? Wow, they were pretty striking. Students who are considered high usage, meaning they did a lot of Edpuzzle lessons, scored significantly higher on the state test than the students who didn't use it much. And this wasn't just in one subject. It held true for both math and English language arts. Just to put a number on that for you, in math, the high-usage students scored, on average, 71 points higher than their peers. 71 points. That is a huge, statistically significant difference. But it gets even better. Take a look at this. On the left, we've got math.
38% of the kids who used Edpuzzle a lot met or exceeded the state standards. That's not only better than the low-usage kids, it's also better than the California state average. Now look over at the right for ELA. Same story. 51% of the high-usage students hit the mark. Again, blowing past the state average. So they weren't just getting better, they were actually outperforming the state.
So let's bring this all together. What does this all mean? We started with a really common classroom problem, that passive video trap. We looked at a tool designed to fix it, and now we've seen the hard data that proves it actually works.
I mean, listen to the official conclusion from the researchers themselves. They said that based on these positive, significant relationships, the study provides promising evidence for the validity of Edpuzzle's assessment tool as a predictor of student outcomes. In other words, what students do on Edpuzzle is a real indicator of how they'll do on those big, high-stakes tests.
So really, what this all boils down to is this. Edpuzzle isn't just a fun tool to make videos more engaging. It's about turning that engagement into real, measurable achievement. It literally builds a bridge from watching a video to actual demonstratable learning. And that really leaves us with one final thought to chew on. In a world with a million different tech tools all competing for our time, what could it mean for our students and for us as teachers if we started prioritizing the ones that are actually proven to make a difference?